People, this is ex-prisoner show, min number 6390016, proud wiradjuri wailwan man. Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about my experiences serving 2.5 years prison in both the mainstream and the SMAP, aka the boneyard, aka where the dogs go. But it's not, you know, I'm not a dog. Anyway, I'll explain to you. So, me personally, about halfway through my 2.5 years, I bumped into one of my old mates that I had beef with on the outside. You know, we got into a punch on, if you want to call it that. I got me fucking cunt kicked in, but I'll stand to have a go of anyone, you know. I'm not gonna try and get up here act tough like some people do. Yeah, I went to the boneyard. Yeah, I was scared. Yeah, I pretty much lost every punch on that I had in jail, but I stand there, have a go, you know. Well, anyway, there was that, and then after a certain point where I could have went back into the main, it was just paranoia. So I had dramas with some people at another jail, and the only way to leave the pod was to bail, because I wasn't going to dog on anyone or snitch anyone in. So then I bailed and then went back into the main. This was in a minimum, and then bumped into my mate, punched on, I got jumped, etc. Yeah. Then I went to a boneyard minimum, and I was fucking trying to let people get in my head and hit someone with a Breville, and then I went back to smack Maxo. So basically, today I'm just explaining some things, you know, to people who might be interested. And like I said, I'll never get up here and try and act tough. I served 2.5 years jail, fucking for basically due to stupid things I did due to my meth addiction and opiate addiction, you know. I'm on a methadone program now, and yeah, I'm semi-recovered. But yeah, I've been charged with assault, occasional actual bodily harm multiple times, DV, some stuff I'm not very proud of, DV, possessed for a bit of drug like ice, a couple grams of ice here, ice there, DUI, drug driving, stalk, intimidating, breaching AVOs, breaching paroles, stuff like that. Like I got about 30 convictions since 2017. I've done 2.5 years jail out of all my convictions. So my first time in prison, I served 4.5 months, and that was for breaching bail charge. I was on bail for DV charges. And yeah, I breached that, scattering out, and then they made me serve 4.5 months jail. And then I did good for a while, and then I got sent back again for over 2 years. And yeah, I've stayed out over 2 years now since my last release. Yeah, so min number 6390016. Anyway, so these are some of the reasons why people might go into the boneyard, yeah? I'm sure you probably know the basics. They could be debt dodgers. They could be dogs, you know, snitches. Fucking snitches rolled on their cowie. They could be putrids, rapists, elder abuse, pedos, etc. They could be young and vulnerable. Like, I've even heard screws, you know, putting young people in the boneyard, you know, if they good looking young people, or, you know, if they're vulnerable, if they're crippled or something, you know. And especially LGBT, trans and that, get automatically put in there. And charges like rape, pedophilia, child porn, anything against elders, automatically put in the boneyard, usually 99% of the time, yeah. Not everyone's in their dogs. Usually there's a boneyard of the boneyard. People will always tell you that it's been taken out of rotation, but there's still people in it. You got the NA, which is for people who've left bikies and that, yeah, like, that's not like protection, but then you got LA, you know, which is protection, because even people in protection hate pedophiles, you know. I used to fucking jump on pedophiles with the boys in the main and boneyard. We used to bash them. So yeah, pedophiles, child porn, rapists, gonna have a bad time. like that skiing instructor in South Park. You're gonna have a bad time. if you're a fucking kitty fiddler and you deserve it, you're a putrid mutt. Anyway, So these are some of the differences. Like, yeah, I am reading off script because, yeah, I have bad trouble, like, remembering what I was going to say. So this is the differences, right? I found the differences between doing jail in the main and boneyard, not really different, but there's less standovers. Not that anyone tries to stand over me, I'll punch on them word, but I never really had anyone try because I'm mixed race Koori, you know, and I'm from out this way. I've done time in Wello Maxo, Wello Minimum, South Coast Maxo, South Coast Minimum, both main and boneyard for all of them. MRRC, fucking John Maroney, Jeffrey Pierce, Park Lee. I've been pretty much everywhere. Wello was my home jail, closest to home, you know. So yeah, like, but one place where I did sort of have trouble, even though I'm Koori, was when I was in the main at Goulburn, in the Koori yard. I used to get a lot of people looking at me weird, you know. And I'd punched on a few types from my honour down there. See, my father's father is black, very black, and his mother's white as, you know. And then my dad's half caste, and then my mum's white, you know. So hence why I look like this. But my family's black as, you know, my blood, my DNA. So yeah, some of the boys down there, you know, wanted something to start on, stand over, you know, try and staunch me. That's the thing, you know, like challenging, you know, my culture and what's in my DNA, which it is. I'm a black fella. It's in my DNA. It's in my blood. So yeah, that's some of the differences I'd say between the main, you know, stuff like that. Just trying to have to prove yourself, and that Goulburn in general is like that, but the boneyard's way more relaxed. I've only ever done time in the main Koori yard at Goulburn, but yeah. So there's that. A little difference is in SMAP. Usually 99% of them, in the Maxos, you have sentence and remand inmates in the same pod, just because, you know, SMAP's got to be separated from everyone. And whereas with the main, it's a remand yard, main yard, remand and sentence yard, you barely ever see remand and sentence together, barely ever. And in, I don't want to say there's none, but in the main, there's pretty much no rape. In boneyard, I heard of